Welcome to Body Healthy Elements. Many people love eating bacon but are worried that processed meat and fat could be harmful. So, should you eat it or not? Today we want to share some truth about bacon. If you found this video valuable, give it a thumb up and share it with your friends. Is bacon good for health? Many people love eating bacon. They love the taste and crunchiness but are worried that processed meat and fat could be harmful. Bacon smells and tastes great. However, I have never seen any evidence that it is actually good for you, says a nutrition expert in San Francisco. Still, conflicting reports about bacon abound. First, you hear it's bad for you. Then it's okay. So, should you eat it or not? What is bacon made of? There are different types of bacon and the final product can vary from different manufacturers. Bacon is made from pork, but you can also find similar products like turkey bacon. Bacon generally goes through a curing process, during which the meat is soaked in a solution of salt, nitrates and sometimes sugar. In most cases, the bacon is smoked afterward. Curing and smoking are ways to preserve the meat. However, these processing methods also contribute to the characteristic taste of bacon and help preserve its red color. Adding salt and nitrates makes the meat an unfriendly environment for bacteria to grow. As a result, bacon can keep longer than fresh pork. Bacon is processed meat, but the quantity of processing and the ingredients used vary between manufacturers. In short, bacon is made from pork and goes through a curing process where it is soaked in salt, nitrates and other ingredients. Bacon contains plenty of fat. The fats in bacon are about 50% monounsaturated and a large part of those is oleic acid. This is the same fatty acid that olive oil is praised for and usually considered heart-healthy. About 40% is saturated fat, associated with a good quantity of cholesterol. The remaining fat in bacon is 40% saturated and 10% polyunsaturated, associated with a good quantity of cholesterol. Dietary cholesterol was a concern in the past. However, scientists currently agree that it has minor effects on cholesterol levels in your blood. In contrast, the health effects of saturated fat are highly controversial. Many health professionals are convinced that a high intake of saturated fat is a major source of heart disease. Although high saturated fat intake may increase certain risk factors for heart disease, studies have failed to reveal any consistent links between saturated fat intake and heart disease. In the end, the health effects of saturated fat may depend on the type of saturated fat, the dietary context and people's overall lifestyle. You shouldn't be worried about the high fat content of bacon, especially since the typical serving size is tiny. In short, bacon is high in saturated fat and cholesterol, which doesn't seem to be as harmful as previously believed. Also, the typical serving size of bacon is small. Bacon is fairly nutritious. Meat tends to be very nutritious and bacon is no exception. A typical 3.5-ounce, 100-gram portion of cooked bacon contains 37 grams of high-quality animal protein, vitamins B1, B2, B3, B5, B6 and B12, 89% of the RDA for selenium, 53% of the RDA for phosphorus, decent amounts of the minerals iron, magnesium, zinc and potassium. However, all nutrients found in bacon are also found in other, less processed pork products. In short, pork is rich in many nutrients, including protein and several vitamins. The same holds for bacon. Bacon is high in salt. As salt is used in the curing process, bacon has a pretty high salt content. Eating food high in salt has been related to an increased risk of stomach cancer. Excessive salt intake may also raise blood pressure in people with salt sensitivity. Although high blood pressure is harmful in the long term, studies have not revealed a regular association between salt intake and death due to heart disease. Nevertheless, if you have high blood pressure and suspect you may be sensitive to salt, think about limiting your intake of salty foods, including bacon. In short, eating a lot of bacon and other salty foods raises blood pressure in salt-sensitive people. It may also increase the risk of stomach cancer. Nitrates, nitrites and nitrosamines. Processed meat also contains additives like nitrates and nitrites. The problem with these additives is that high heat cooking causes them to create compounds called nitrosamines, which are known carcinogens. However, antioxidants like vitamin C and erythorbic acid are now often added during the curing process. These effectively reduce bacon's nitrosamine content. Bacon contains much less nitrosamine than it did in the past, but scientists are still concerned that a high intake may increase the risk of cancer. In short, fried bacon may be high in carcinogenic nitrosamines. However, food producers have managed to reduce the nitrosamine content significantly by adding vitamin C. Other potentially harmful compounds. With regards to cooking meat, it is important to find balance. Overcooking is unhealthy, but undercooking can also be a concern. If you use too much heat and burn the meat, it will form harmful compounds like polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons and heterocyclic amines, which are related to cancer. On the other hand, some meats may contain pathogens like bacteria, viruses and parasites. Consequently, you need to cook meat well enough, but not too much. In short, all meat should be cooked well enough to kill potential pathogens, however not so much that it gets burnt. Concerns about processed meat. For the past decades, nutritionists have been concerned about the health effects of bacon and other processed meats. Numerous observational studies have related a high intake of processed meat with cancer and heart disease. In particular, processed meat has been related to colon, breast, liver and lung cancers, as well as others. There are also connections between processed meat and heart disease. An enormous analysis of prospective studies found that processed meat was significantly connected with both heart disease and diabetes. However, people who eat a lot of processed meat will in general follow an unhealthy lifestyle in general. They are more likely to smoke and exercise less frequently. Regardless, these discoveries should not be ignored because the associations are consistent and fairly strong. In short, observational studies consistently show a link between processed meat consumption, heart disease and several types of cancer. If you found this video valuable, give it a thumb up and share it with your friends. If you want to know more about our channel, Body Healthy Elements, subscribe and turn on the notification bell to receive more videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time.